On February the 1st, 1974, Bundy left Dante's and followed Linda Ann Healy to this Seattle house. In the dead of night, he bludgeoned her whilst she slept and then abducted her. The line from stalking to murder had been crossed and the killings had begun. The whole of Washington state was on alert to the evil terrorizing its streets, but it was the University District in Seattle that was the focus of fear. I'd arranged for us to meet with Jake, a Seattle-based private investigator who had been a young woman at the time Bundy terrorized the city and is an expert on Bundy's Seattle period.
Do you have any specific memories yourself or things that you remember from the time that Bundy first started to commit murder?
Well, I have one very personal memory. My younger sister may have become one of his victims had she not been smart enough to get out of his bug when he stopped for cigarettes one day. She and her friend were hitchhiking. He got out to go get cigarettes and they picked up on bad vibes. They decided to get out of the car, but found out that they couldn't get out through the passenger side, so they exited out his driver's side, and when he came back, they watched him be visibly upset and drive around the area looking for him.
The first location Jake wanted to take us to was the alleyway behind the house where Bundy had lived.
And which room was his?
It was the top corner window, the one with the double windows there.
Okay.
It's almost like he had the perfect location, really, because of the way that you enter the house on this alleyway. You know, if it's late at night, you've got buildings on either side. Right. Nobody's really going to pay attention if you're coming in through your back door.
Right. No lights.
I'm seeing him kind of come up past here as well in some instances. Like he would park on the other side and then come back through here. And 3 for sure, women, heads only, and then possibly a 4th. But 3 girls and 1 is kind of faint. And I don't know why it's a faint one, if it's different or if she was not like the others. Just somehow she's removed from these girls. That's why I'm seeing 3 positively and 1 possible.
Well, rumors have it was 4.
Right.
3 of them were college girls and 1 of them wasn't. So perhaps that's why
Okay.
you're picking up a different vibe.
Bobby seemed to have locked in immediately to Bundy's energy and was relaying information that few people knew about. Next, Jake took us a few blocks from Bundy's house to the scene of one of his most infamous crimes, the abduction of Georgia Ann Hawkins.
It was in this area, but I'm getting he almost was in. He was like back here. You know what I mean? Like in a, just waiting.
In fact, this was the back of her sorority house.
And the way I'm picturing is that his bug was facing that way, trunk open, lifting a tire. She comes over just to help shove it in his trunk. What could it hurt? Bam. She puts her in the trunk and then drives away. And the menacing part is right here. Right here. And she's so close.
And I guess when you go around this area, I mean, it's set out, isn't it, in this block sort of formation. There are lots of alleyways.
Right.
I mean, really, one is pretty much the same as the next. So there would have been plenty of places for him to do his hunting, if I can call it that.
Well, you could really call it that because that's exactly what he was, a hunter.
On July the 14th, 1974, Ted Bundy became even bolder when he stepped out of the darkness of the night and into broad daylight. Here at Lake Sammamish State Park, he abducted Janice Ott and Denise Naslund in full view of 39,000 people enjoying a summer's day by the lake. Around 12:30 p.m., passers-by recall seeing Janice Ott in conversation with the man who carried one arm in a sling. He introduced himself as Ted. No one ever saw her alive again. Denise Naslund was last seen strolling towards these public toilets around 4:30 p.m. She too disappeared without a trace.